The Edo State Ministry of Communication and Orientation on Wednesday hosted a Democracy Day celebration lecture. The event, which is a day one of a two-day program, was held at the Festival Hall, Government House, for students across the 18 local government areas of the state. BTV News Best Orator has more.
What matters to me is the Edo in us. I'm sure you all know the Edo anthem. It says, beautiful Edo, glorious Edo. We are all proud, we have a very proud heritage. Very proud heritage, as far back as the 15th century.
The Democracy Day lecture, which was tagged Developing Right Democratic Values, saw a large crowd of students and teachers from across the 18 local government areas of Edo State in attendance. Speaking at the event, the Honorable Commissioner of Communication and Orientation, Mr. Chris Neihai, stated that the essence of the event was to bring together Edo children to instill in them a good knowledge of the subject of democracy, adding that the event was also to give the children an opportunity to thrive, not just in academics, but in talent.
If we can get people at this age to be responsible, to understand good from bad, prostitution, cultism, smoking, bad vices, we can inculcate it into these youth at this time. We are better to have a better society. And so we're actually very lucky to be able to have all local governments, 18 of them represented here from government schools. They all came here, they're all here, they're spending the night here. We're also going to talk to them later in the evening, have games, play with them, understand them. They also understand us. They are, what do you call them, counselors, talking to them all through the evening. By 7, they'll have dinner about 6:30, 7 o'clock. By 9 o'clock, their lights out. They're up again in the morning, have breakfast, and then we'll do a tour of the city to show them some things, the manner of things, since most of them live in the rural areas. Because they are probably one of those that started Edo Best 8-7 years ago, and they've grown into their secondary school. No 1 year is in SS3, SS1, SS2, you know, and we're actually proud of what we have achieved in education and the way the children are responding to the work the government is doing for them.
Also speaking, the Commissioner for Arts, Culture and Tourism, Uyi Odua Malaka, expressed her joy at the turnout of the event, thanking the students and their teachers who came along, just as she charged the students to make Edo proud, saying that they are ambassadors of the state.
We are deliberate. We are very intentional about passing on our values to the next generation. We've gathered them here so that they can have a feel of what Edo State government is doing, and for them to be, reawakened to the fact that they are our own leaders, the champions of tomorrow. And then we have to begin now to groom them along the paths that we desire to see Edo go. So that's why they're here. Yeah, I think if you take a tour around Edo, you will see the dividends of democracy. You know why? Your voice is very important.
In a lecture by Professor Job Ohioma Odion from the Faculty of Law, University of Benin, he educated the students on developing the right democratic values, explaining the importance of evolving in the system of democracy.
The worst form of democracy is still much better and preferable to the most benevolent military rule. So that tells you that democracy is placed at the highest level. Is placed at the highest level. The compare MC asked you just now to help him rehash the meaning or definition of democracy. And the common appellation, the common saying that democracy is government by the people also, for the people also. Good. Without it going to textbook definition, into all those grammar and rhetorics that are meant for probably my undergraduate students in the university, it is very clear that if I were to ask one of you to summarize your understanding of democracy, you are going to tell me that democracy is a government that is anchored or based on the popular wishes, the popular wishes or desires of the citizens.
Speaking to the news crew, some students and teachers thanked the Ministry of Communication and Orientation and by extension the state government for putting the event together. They highlighted their take-home from the program, promising to put it into practice while advocating for more programs of this magnitude going forward.
The event was great. I learned that democracy can be defined as government by the people and for the people. I also learned that democracy was started in 1999.
We have really come to see that the governor is doing a lot in the state and that it's worthwhile we celebrate democracy in Nigeria, that democracy is actually thriving in Edo State.
I learned that democracy is like one of the things that have made country like a better place. That is, make election better. Like, we citizens have the right to choose our rulers.
There was enough to eat and drink for the students, teachers, and other guests. Best Orator reporting for BTV News.